Glorious day, everyone. Today is day 12 of my empowerment experience, 40-day empowerment experience. And I wanted to share with you the meditation topic that I was using for this day. And that is the idea of restriction. At some point in everyone's life, you experience a certain capacity of restriction, be it financial, be it in a relationship way, be it in terms of your health or your weight, be it, whether you're looking for a new career, educationally, it's across life experience, right? And so I was meditating on this idea of restriction, and my persona is such that I'm always looking for the upside of things, right? What's the bright side? My daughter calls me the queen of the silver lining, right? So, as I'm meditating on restriction and understanding the purpose of restriction in my life, right? It was very clear to me that restriction, the upside of that, restriction helps you or can help you focus on things that are most important, right? Because then you take your focus away from those things that are creating the restriction towards things that can now empower and expand a more expanded or more abundant aspect of life experience. And now by that I mean that if you are caused or if you are experiencing restriction, let's use finances, right, as a example, because I know lots and lots of wealthy people. I'm very fortunate to know a great deal of people who are successful financially, right? But I don't know anybody who does not want more finances, does not want more access to money, right? So let's use finances as an example of restriction. So if a person is financially restricted, the habit 9 times out of 10 is focus on the restriction. By that I mean, conversations like, oh, I don't have money, or oh, it's hard for me, or oh, I'm struggling, or I can never seem to get on top. Those types of mental and verbal conversations are what a person in restriction typically will have. But if you are an empowered person, a person who is intent on increasing his or her own vibrational balance and in being empowered throughout their life as opposed to being a victim in their life, with the great possibility of influencing others around you as well. When restriction of any sort manifests itself in your life, your habit then becomes to look at the opposite of the restriction, the opposite of the struggle, the opposite of the lack, so to speak. And so then that would lead a person to then try to find the solutions to that restriction. Whether the solutions be in your behavior or habit that contributed to that, whether it be in a lack of resources that, caused the restriction to expand and manifest. When you change your focus from the lack to the abundance or to the solution, then you expand the solutions and the capabilities of balancing out the restriction. But if your focus is continual lack, what I don't have, what's not there, what's not coming for me, then you expand the lack. It's a universal law. It doesn't change, and it's not discriminate. It doesn't, it's not any bigger, any different for people of European descent than people of African descent than people of Asian descent. It's a universal law. What you focus on expands. So if your continued focus is restriction and what you don't have, via your conversations, via your habits, via your behaviors, and the way you think, then that is going to expand. But an empowered person sees the restriction, is grateful for now the ability that the restriction has caused them to focus now on how can we balance this out? What's the solution to this? Do I need to get more clients? Do I need a different career? We're talking about the realm of finances. It could be health. It could be relationship, as I said earlier. Do I need to, meet more people that may open up additional financial opportunities for me? What do I need to do to balance out my behavior, my habits, my conduct, the way I think in regards to this restriction that has manifested? But your focus is not on the restriction, the lack of. Your focus is on how can I improve and empower my own mind, body, energy to balance that thing out. You see? So I thought that was very nourishing for my own self. It works across, it's the law across all platforms, whether it's your health and vitality. If you are experiencing restriction in that, the idea is not to focus on the lack of health or the health concern. The idea is to focus on the solution. And then the universal energy will come to support that solution. And again, the law is the same. If you focus on the lack, the universal energy will come and expand the lack. So restriction is a very, very good, can be a very, very good tool in helping you realize that you need to focus on that area that's restricted. You need to now focus on balancing out the solutions and the so-called abundant, prosperous aspects of that area, as opposed to giving all your time, attention, and energy to the lack of that area. So as I said, it's day 12. It's been very helpful to me to share these videos with you and to chat with you about these things and to, experience the meditative, restrictive processes that I have voluntarily decided was time for me to do and was nurturing for me to do. I said I was going to keep these videos short, so we're just under 8 minutes here. I thank you so much for taking the time to view these videos. There's so many other things that you could be doing. And remember, strict restriction can be a good and positive thing if you are an empowered person. So always remember to seek the empowerment of your life. And don't focus too much on the lack. That is expanding to that, right? Oh, and another thing, always remember, embrace your beauty. Peace and love.